was a podcast where one NFL legend talked about football, what about two NFL legends? This is Wideout's World, where the gridiron comes alive. NFL legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson, breaking down the game from the ultimate insider perspective. Game recaps, upcoming previews, and exclusive analysis straight from the minds of those who've been in the trenches. Wideout's World. Let's do it.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Hey, there you are. My brother. Good afternoon, everyone.
It's evening.
It's evening. Did I say afternoon? My bad.
Yeah, it's past dinner time, man.
It is past dinner time.
I ate my dinner.
Well, how you doing, man? So, hey, everybody, welcome to Wideout's World. My name is Michael Timpson. This is my co-host and brother from another, Irving D. Fryar. And you're watching Wideout's World. And we're here to recap week 5 of the NFL. And so we're here. We're happy to be with you. And log on and let us know that you're there, that we can talk to you and interact with you. We appreciate you tuning in every week. So we're going to dive right in. How you doing, brother?
Man, I can't complain. The summertime does not want to go away. It was 84 degrees here in New Jersey today.
Would you prefer the snow?
It's coming. No, I don't prefer the snow, but it needs to get cold. Some stuff needs to die.
Wow. You going to go that far?
Well, there's a season for everything. You know that.
Okay. All right. But don't go with die. Just say bloom. You want everything to bloom.
No, it don't bloom in the wintertime. It dies in the wintertime.
Kind of sounds
so it can
morbid.
bloom later. You got to go down so you can go up. You know how it is. That's what happens in life.
Oh,
we have problems to make what, you don't want me to go there?
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
Okay.
This is a happy show. This is a happy show.
This is wisdom.
Oh, it is wisdom, and it's very wise. But
Yes,
we want
wisdom.
to be Wideout's World with a smiley face.
With a smiley face.
With a smiley face.
Okay, we're gonna smile today.
So hey, you know what I wanted to start with. I was in mourning over my Nittany Lions this past weekend.
Man,
I was really hurt.
Boy.
Jokers lost to UCLA. I was crying.
Why were you crying?
No, not literally crying, but I'm just like, what are y'all doing?
I just, first of all, as far as the Nittany Lions are concerned, no. This is good stuff because I really feel some kind of way and always have with what happened with Joe Paterno. You know, that whole fiasco and how they treated Joe Paterno. Joe Paterno didn't commit the crime. Right. I don't know how much he knew about it or how little he knew about it, but he did not commit that crime. And them, firing him and all that, taking the statue down, all that kind of stuff, man, that broke his heart.
Yeah.
And I believe that's the reason why he passed. Yeah. And then on top of that, they sanctioned the school, the kids.
Yeah.
They punished the kids. And those kids didn't have anything to do with it. They didn't have any, and for I don't know how many years it was, but for several seasons, they were limited. They had a glass ceiling. They couldn't go to a bowl game. They were limited in what they can do. So I'm very proud when I see the Nittany Lions back in the flow, playing in big games on TV, being in the spotlight. Would have always been. I'm just very proud of them. Very happy about that. Not necessarily a Nittany Lions fan because they were always our, but it's really, really good to see them back playing these big games. They'll get back there again. I'll tell you what, they're doing a whole lot better than the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers, man.
Yeah, man.
We get down and we just stay down. And when you go down and stay down, that's your fault. We just can't seem to get out of the doggone hole that was created after Solich left, man. They brought in Peterson and all them, AD and all that stuff was crazy. And they just made a mess, and it's still a mess.
Well, I tell you what, it's I don't know if the coach Franklin's going to survive this, but OJ McDuffie and I was talking about it today. I'm not so sure he's going to survive this one because you're Penn
Well,
State.
somebody
You don't
they're gonna
lose.
blame somebody.
We don't lose the teams that's 0-4. It just don't happen. So I don't know.
Well, they're just coming back too. They're just getting
Stop.
back on
He's
their
been there
feet.
10 years. Stop. Don't make an excuse for
I'm
him.
talking about the school and the
Stop.
momentum, just getting back on the feet. Well,
That's not
he's
what
been
that's
there
not
10
what we
years. He
do.
needs to win. Yeah,
There you
10
go.
years. Yeah, I
You
didn't
done lost to
realize he was
Ohio State 8 times and all the kind of old crazy stuff.
Oh
Nah.
yeah, you can't do that. Yeah.
All right,
Well,
my brother.
that's some of these coaches got fired at Nebraska. They still trying to find the right one.
All right. So what do you think? NFL news. Let's start there with the NFL news. So it's interesting on the NFL news. I'm curious as to what you're going to
You know
start
what
with.
I'm going to bring up. You know what I'm going to
No,
bring up.
no, I really don't. I'm
There you
afraid.
go.
I'm afraid that you're going to tell me. But go ahead and tell me what your
I'm gonna
news
tell
is.
you. Well, there's news about teams and stuff like that, but the biggest news out there right now, which is very confusing to me, and it's very, not that they revealed all the information,
Mm-hmm.
but it's there's some hidden information in there, and that's what people need to understand, and that's the whole fiasco with Mark Sanchez.
Okay.
He now he got into an altercation with a truck driver, 69-year-old truck driver at a hotel where the truck driver was backing into the loading dock. And I don't know, they didn't release what exactly happened, but apparently Sanchez, somebody smelled alcohol in his breath. I don't know if it was the police officers or the hospital, but there was an altercation. He got into this back and forth with this truck driver, and apparently, according to what I've read, which again, you can't believe everything you read.
Right.
We got to wait until we get all the facts. I'm not
This is
saying
true.
there's a right or wrong. All I'm saying is I've been in a situation like that before, where people assume you're guilty,
Right.
and so you got to prove yourself innocent. So Sanchez got in some kind of altercation with this man. I guess he was winning the altercation, got physical. He was winning, and the truck driver pulled out a knife and stabbed Sanchez several times.
Yeah.
So Sanchez was taken to the hospital, and when he was taken to the hospital, he was in critical condition. And then the police came and arrested him while he was in the hospital. Now he's in stable condition now, as of today. He's in stable condition, but they arrested him and added another. They got more information about whatever it was that happened. So it's obviously it's a serious situation. We need to be praying for him. I've never met him before. I don't know him personally,
Right.
but from the outside looking in, he seemed like the guy, pretty much who had it together. But you never know. You just never know. But it's sad because I don't know if he instigated the incident or
Well, they
if he
say he was drunk.
well,
So
they
if
didn't
he went out in the back of
smell like
the
alcohol.
huh?
See, there's a difference. When
Okay.
you hear,
I'm sorry,
when you
my
hear
bad.
drunk, that's what I'm saying. Be careful. Be careful, because the
This is true.
reporters are saying that someone smelled alcohol in his breath.
Right.
Not that he was drunk.
That's
because you
right.
can have a
My
drink
bad.
and smell like alcohol,
Yeah.
but not be drunk.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just,
But let me ask
we
you a
don't
question.
know the truth,
How-
but it's just another example of how people will jump on the bandwagon. And I'm not taking Sanchez's side. I'm not with him or I'm not against him. I'm just reporting right now.
But let me ask you a
people will-
question. 69-year-old man, what's the probability of him picking a fight with Mark Sanchez?
I'm sure he didn't. I'm sure he didn't, because I don't know how old Sanchez is, but I'm sure he's not
37, I
50 years
think,
old
something
yet,
like
is he?
that. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. So I don't know, unless he was trying to teach the young whippersnapper. Right? I have no idea. And plus, he's a guy, a regular guy. I mean, some people would consider a regular guy if he's dropping packages off in the back of a hotel or at a hotel on the loading dock. So, man, it's not good. It's not good. And
Okay. Okay. So
hope-
so you being nice about it. See, I'm gonna tell you what I think happened.
okay, tell me
You
what
ready?
you think happened.
Okay.
All right, don't be judgmental now.
This is just my opinion. what I
Okay,
think
don't
happened.
judge him. Don't judge him.
I'm not judging him.
And
Okay.
look, evidently he got the worst of it.
Wait. So I'm thinking, had a couple of drinks perhaps because they smell alcohol. They didn't say who, but they kind of attributed it to him. Probably came out of the club, probably went around the back. Sometimes you can't use the bathroom. You got to go around the back. He went around the back where the loading dock was. He was probably taking a tinkle. And the guy said, "Hey,
Boy,
what you doing over there?
You
Hey,
got a
what you
vivid
doing over there?"
imagination, bro.
And that's how they got into it. I'm telling you.
Lord have mercy.
Doesn't that sound less probable? And he probably told him, "Mind your own business." And he probably said, "Hey, you want some of this?" And that's what happened. I'm telling you. So, but I hope he gets well. I don't know the
purpose
facts.
was that he accosted the 69-year-old
Accosted.
man.
Okay. Well,
Accosted,
that's what I'm saying.
Is accosted or accosted?
Accosted.
Accosted or accosted?
So you know that 69-year-old
Accosted.
man ain't trying to pick no fight. He ain't trying to pick a fight.
Maybe not, man, but you never know. Some of these old cats, man. Look, he's an old school dude. He carried around a switchblade. He got a knife. That's old school, man.
Well, that's true. That is old school.
Them old school cats think they bad, bro. They got a knife and pull it out on you, cut you up.
So I hope everything turns out well, and hope he doesn't spend time in jail because they're talking about jail time. So I got one.
The second charge they put on him, they said it could go up to 1 to 4 years in prison.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I got one for you. All right. Now you're gonna love this one. NFL news this week. This past week there was a lot of talk about Shedeur Sanders. And I think it goes without saying that we're fans of him, forgetting the fact that we played against his dad. You played he was with you in Washington, was it not?
Yes, I
when
played
you were in
with
Washington.
Him, yeah.
So
right next
we
to mine,
obviously we have a lot of respect for him, but let's keep the focus on Shedeur for a second. So obviously he did the mime interview where he didn't say anything when the reporters was asking him questions. So I want to get your thoughts on that. Here's my take on it. You are already under the microscope. I don't think it's wise to draw any attention to yourself. Now, there's some that will say, well, he's just being himself. They're already trying to, quiet him down. He's just being himself. And I shared this with others that were talking, one of them, namely my wife. I said, look, that's the first thing I learned when I was a rookie. Rookies are to be seen and not heard.
Mm-hmm. Like
that goes with all of them. And I'll give you the precautionary tale, Johnny Manziel. Remember when Johnny Manziel came in, was making all that noise and everything? He got a lot of the same backlash.
And you become a target too.
And you become a target. And I'll end my point with this. If he does, which I do hope he gets an opportunity because I do think he can play in this league. If he does get the opportunity, he's going to have even that much more scrutiny on him. Right. So it's almost as like you just need to just continue to work hard. And when your opportunity comes, you tell him that. Say, hey, you know what? I'm working hard. When my opportunity comes, I want to be ready. That's it. Right. But he's not. He's doing the crazy things, and then they're immature, and that's why nobody wanted to draft you. He's bringing all that attention. So I just hope he kind of readdresses how he handles the media moving forward.
Well, I mean, given the fact that that whole deal, with the draft and him not being drafted high and all of that took place and all the pomp and circumstance along with it, obviously his father's Deion Sanders, and, he was popping off a little bit before the draft about where he wanted his sons to go and where he would tell them not to go, so on and so forth. So that stirred the pot a little bit. And then he gets to Cleveland and, they put a quarterback that probably is not as talented as him in front of him. And he's not even, on the active squad.
Right.
Lay low. Like you said, you're rookie, first of all. Gotta lay low, work hard, lay low. When your opportunity comes, make some noise. But you make your noise on the field. You don't make the noise off the field. You don't bring any attention to yourself. You don't draw any attention to yourself. You don't say anything any more than you need to say. Just lay low because, yeah, they're waiting,
Mm-hmm.
not just people, but the players in the league are waiting. He's a marked guy. He's
Yeah.
Deion Sanders' son. So they want to make sure that they prove him wrong. The players do, opposing teams, along with a bunch of other people want to make sure that they can do whatever it is they can do within reason to make sure he doesn't succeed. So
Right.
he's got a lot to prove. And yes, drawing attention to yourself is just going to make it worse.
But don't you
And
think that his dad is giving him that advice? I'd be hard pressed not to believe that his dad's not giving him that advice. Or do you think his dad's
I
saying, "Hey, just be yourself"?
that's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
I know I know Dion has given him sound advice, and part of that sound advice might be yourself, but there's some things you can't do or you have to curb when it comes to being yourself
Right.
based on the position that you're in. I like being myself too, but I can't if I'm in church, I can't laugh and joke around like I
Right.
and be myself. And I have to keep things under control,
Gotcha.
because it's a certain environment that I'm in that requires that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in a certain position, certain environment that requires him to lay low,
Yeah.
practice hard, work hard, lift, be ready. Be ready. Maybe it's tough for him because, he's got teammates of his, not his brother, but he's got a
Mm-hmm.
teammate of his down in Jacksonville who's doing well. And it's hard for him to just sit down and be idle and not do anything,
Yeah.
or not say anything. Um, and he's a kid too. Don't forget, he's still young, man. And not only is he young, I don't want to say he's spoiled, but he has access. He's never struggled. He's never
Yeah.
had to struggle. He's always had whatever he needed, whatever he wanted. I'm sure his father provided for him over and above.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's a kid. He's a kid. He's still a young kid. So they're going to make those. And what again? This goes back to NIL. What are you going to tell a kid? Talking about college now. What are you
Right.
going to tell a kid that's making a couple $1 million, 3, 4, 5, $6 million a year at the age of 18, 19 years old? What are you
Right.
going to tell him? I mean, you can give him advice all you want to, but he going to do what he wants to do, say what he wants to say, act how he wants to act.
Well.
I mean, he was, I think Shador got a couple of speeding tickets since he was in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's listening, but he's not hearing.
Okay. That's fair enough. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully he's ready when the time comes. All
Mm-hmm.
right, we got a few shout outs. Your mom, tell mom I said hello. Richard Melton, I can't wait to talk to him about his Buffalo Bills.
Oh,
Cause,
yeah,
'cause-
the whiteout.
oh,
Yeah, this whole whiteout
oh,
thing.
first of all, y'all stole that from Penn State. That's a whole nother story. But we're
They
gonna get
did.
into that.
I was surprised to see. I'm like, I thought that was Penn State. I thought I was looking at the Penn State game.
So we're gonna get into all of that.
When did Buffalo start doing that?
Hey, you know what? It's a form of flattery when they, copy us, but that's all good. All right, brother. What do you think?
Why
Let's
they
go.
red out or something like that, or
I
blue
don't
out,
know. Yeah,
or Buffalo out.
I agree with you. I agree. So we'll start with our
Lord
top three wide receivers. We have some good ones this week. So we'll start with you, being the elder statesman. We'll start with your top three.
Okay. My third is Devontae Smith. And here's why. Not because he's on the Eagles. One, because he keeps his mouth shut and does his work. I think he's a phenomenal receiver. The Eagles lost this week, and we're going to talk about that in a little while. But they threw the ball a bunch of times. They ran the ball one time. They get the ball to Saquon Barkley one time in the second half. They throwing the ball all over the place and lost. But Devontae, in that 21-17 loss against the Broncos, he had 8 catches for 114 yards, 14 points, 52-yard long ball.
Okay.
But there was this one play, and he didn't score a touchdown, but he was contributing. And on that Hail Mary, he had that ball in his hands.
Did he really?
They had a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
The ball was in his hands. A.J. Brown knocked it out of his hands.
Wow.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that when we talk about the Eagles and the
Okay.
Broncos. But there was a play in the second quarter. There was a blitz up. It looked like a zero blitz, bringing every. Devontae was split out to the right, and no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it looked like a zero blitz. Before the ball was snapped, Jordan Mailata jumped. It was an illegal procedure. It was a penalty. So, but the ball snapped, and then Devontae took off. Just happened to be watching him on the screen. He took off. He was running a go because he was gone.
Okay.
But he was like the only one that took off. Everybody else stopped because the play was called dead. But he took off, shoom, running a go. So now I'm thinking to myself, well, it's a blitz. They can't run that same play again.
Right.
Because he showed the DB
Right.
what he's going to do. So he comes back, right? They come back, and it was a blitz again, and they ran this. He ran the same route, but this time.
Did he put him on the other side?
Yeah, no, they put him on the same side. Same DB, Ross was his name. Same stupid DB. This time, Devontae, it was so clever. This time, Devontae took off, but he didn't take off full speed, but he went, and he took an inside release. The DB was off.
Okay.
He took an inside release on the DB, and then took off outside, and they threw the same pass, and he caught it for a 52-yard gain. I thought that was just genius. I thought it was genius because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you can't run that route again. They called the same, but this time he's going to be covered. But that stupid DB, Ross, run right by him. But that's because Devontae set him up.
Yeah.
Instead of going outside, he went inside, and he probably thought he was going to do something different, and he just kept on running and ran right by him.
That's true.
He's the smooth criminal, man. Devontae Smith is one of my favorite receivers in the league. Number 2, Stephon Diggs. Just the fact that he goes back to Buffalo, he got 10 catches, 146 yards, 14.6 yard average, 32-yard long. He got targeted 12 times.
Okay.
10 catches, no TDs. But I like the conversation that he had before the game with one of the reporters. He just sounds like he's grown up now, that he's matured. First time back in Buffalo, he goes back and he torches them, and they actually win, and he wins with Drake May.
Yeah.
My gosh. So I'm all hats off for him. You know, they scored. Let me see. That's not what I'm looking at. Okay. Yeah. He kept his composure and was rooting for him, wanted him to go back. I'm not sure if he left on good terms or not. I don't think it was really good terms, but he goes back and they beat his old team. And I know about that. There's nothing that really feels better than that, than when you go back to a team that you may have left, whether you left on good terms or not. You go back and you beat them to show them.
Because remember now, he went to Houston. He had a stop in Houston. So it's not like it was last year. I mean, he went to Houston for a year and he got hurt.
Spent most of his time in Buffalo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he spent most of his time in Buffalo. So, and things just didn't work out for him. So I was really happy for him that he showed up like that. He didn't lay an egg. He didn't go out there and drop balls. He went out in spite of, the whole atmosphere. They got the whiteout thing going on. And, I'm sure he was excited about it. I'm sure that he's probably a little nervous, but he kept his composure and performed, and he performed at a high level. And my number 1 is Emeka Egbuka. That's how you say his name.
Egbuka.
Emeka Egbuka. That's how you say it, boys. These names, they coming in the league these days, boy.
They're a little tight.
Get a dictionary. So he's first round draft pick from this year. State, 6'1", 205 pounds. He's sharing the ball with Mike Evans, but they got a win over the Seahawks. 7 catches, 163 yards, 1 TD, 23.3 yard average, 57 long, 7 receptions, 7 targets. And the beneficiary of Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is balling, man. 29 for 33, 379, 2 TDs, no interceptions, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Tampa, just real quick, Tampa Bay is at the top of the NFC South. They've scored, watch this, they've scored 135 points and allowed 132 points through the first 5 games. They scored 135 and allowed 132.
They allowed that many. Wow.
Now, they trailed Tampa now. They've trailed in the final minute of the fourth quarter in all 5 games. And they're 4-1. First team to ever win 4 of the first 5 games in a season after trailing in every contest with under a minute left in regulation. Baker Mayfield is just the third quarterback with at least 375 passing yards and fewer than 5 interceptions in a single game. Just the third one to do it. And Mbuka is the first and only, this is why he's my number one today. He's the first and only rookie with at least 25 receptions and 5 receiving touchdowns in the first 5 career games. That's a bad boy. I didn't realize he was that good. I didn't know he was that good. But did you
Real
mention
quiet.
him in our first show? I think you mentioned him. Yeah, you mentioned him in the first.
Because
show.
I heard, just being here in Florida, I'd heard all the noise about him down in Tampa, and so you're right on point.
Listen, Tampa messing around. Tampa going to be something to reckon with.
They're getting it done. They're getting it done. They're not even at full tilt, and like you said, Baker's balling. I mean, every game he keeps them in it, and they find a way to win. They find a way to win. So, all right, my number 3, you're going to appreciate this. My number 3 is Diggs. I put him number 3. And part of the reason why I put him number 3 is because he had 0 touchdowns. That's not taking away anything.
That's what you do.
That's not taking. Wait a minute. But I the number 1 and number 2 are legit. He had the 10 receptions for 146 yards. And I agree with you. He was in beast mode. I mean, he was balling. And you saw the enthusiasm. It was catching with everybody around him. I mean, the second half, to me, he willed that team to win to a large degree. And so, I was happy for the performance. I didn't know how he was going to come back after this knee. I don't think he's full tilt. I don't think he has the same pop, but he still has the same aggressiveness, and he's getting it done. I mean, he's getting it done. And they're not asking him to do more than he can do. They're not telling him to just, run 9 routes and just, take the top off. They're not doing that. Underneath stuff, run after the catch. That's what he's doing. So he's my number 3.
He's mature now. He's a little bit older now.
Yeah.
So he works smarter, not harder.
And that was obvious as well. Yes, sir.
You can see, and even in his countenance, he's a different player, man. He's a different man. He's a different guy.
So my number 2 is Jackson Smith Jigba, excuse me, for Seattle.
See, there goes one of them names again.
Yeah, man. And that's the counter to the Ohio State in Egbuka. So in Jigba, 8 catches for 132 yards for Seattle and, 1 touchdown. Here's the great thing about him. I mean, this is his 3rd year, Ohio State wide receiver. But here's the combination that I think is worth mentioning. Sam Darnold, same one that Minnesota shipped off. Now he's here putting up decent numbers, and he has a go-to wide receiver, and the wide receiver is putting up numbers. I mean, he has now 34 receptions for 534 yards.
Wow.
I mean, he's on pace. It's easily 1,500 yards.
He's right behind Puka Nacua.
Yeah. And so, you're looking at that. And Seattle's quietly just doing their thing. He's had 3 100-yard games out of the last 5.
Right.
So, I mean, he's balling. And again, the combination, Sam Darnold's balling. And so the number 1 you mentioned, Egbuka from Tampa Bay, the receptions, the 57 long touchdown, 7 of 7. They're throwing him the ball. He's making something happen with it. He's
getting open. He's getting open and catching the ball. Yeah.
And then you look at, he had 25 receptions for 445 yards. So you look at, he's leading the rookies. Now he's a rookie, and that's why he's my number 1, because he's a rookie getting it done. Same thing though. He has a top notch quarterback that's throwing him the ball. And here's the great thing about these 2 guys. Obviously from Ohio State. I mean, it doesn't stop. I mean, they got a monster now at Ohio State at wide receiver. Number 4.
They keep shipping them in.
I mean, they're getting it done. So those are my picks. But that was a good weekend for the. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, Egbuka's got a nice mentor, Mike Evans, is mentoring him. So he's sharing balls with Mike, but he's got a great teacher to emulate.
Now, what happens when he comes back? Because now you're talking him. Godwin is slowly getting back into form. The more he plays, I mean, his numbers are going to come down. But, now if they get that three-headed monster and Baker continues to play like he's playing, watch out. Now they got to get their running game going. But it's hard to say run the ball when you got those three guys to throw to.
Right. But Baker really has impressed me. I mean, for real, I was not a believer in him 4 years ago. And the cat just continues to mature, continues to get better, continues to compete, and continues to win. Continues to win.
So shout out to Richard Melton. He said that the whiteout, he said that's a sign of surrender. He said, so you shouldn't even do the whiteout because that's a sign. The white flag is a sign of surrender.
Yeah, that's why they did the whiteout, because they surrendered to the Patriots. You got a whole stadium full of people. We surrender, like they singing to God. I surrender all.
They played okay. All right, so let's go to our games of this week. We'll start with, you know what? Let's save the Philly one. Let's go to the other one first. Okay. Let's go to Washington. That was one of our games of the week. Let's go Washington at the LA Chargers. So I'm interested in that one because Jaden Daniels came back after his injury. So I'd love to see what your thoughts on him coming back.
Well, he's all that, man. He's all that. This team, they got off to a slow start. I'm watching the game. Before I knew it, they were down by 10 points, 10-0. And Jaden Daniels, he took off those pink cleats he had on and put on the black cleats. And that's when he went to work, Doc. That's when he went to work. Tied the game by halftime with a 50-yard pass to McCaffrey. Yep. Then opened the third quarter with another drive. And now they scored 27 unanswered points. Yeah. And it was all history from there. Coming back from 2 weeks from a knee injury, there was no Terry McLaurin there. There was no Noah Brown there. Right. He still was able. This cat's only been in the league a couple years. Mm-hmm. There in that game, I think there were two moments that were really pivotal in the game. There were two 10. Well, one was at least 10 points, but there were two 10-point swings in that game. So they were up 10-0. Justin Herbert hit Quentin Johnson for a big third down conversion outside the end zone. Remember that? And he fumbled.
Yeah.
And the Commanders took the ball, marched down the field 74 yards for a TD. That's at least a 10-point swing.
Yeah.
And then the roughing the kicker penalty, that erased Conkey's punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He jumped over
Over the
guy. He jumped twice in that same run. He jumped over two people. So that gave the Commanders the first down, and they converted that down the field into a field goal. That's a 10-point swing.
Wow.
There were two pivotal moments in that, in my opinion, in that game where the Commanders just took over, took advantage of the turnovers or of the penalty, and went down the field and made the best of it. And this game right now, you can see it in most games. If you make mistakes, you're gonna put yourself in a bad position, and you're more likely going to lose. A lot of these teams now in the fifth, I said it's the fifth week of the season, they should be out of that whole grace period, but they're still trying to figure things out. And the teams that can not turn the ball over are the teams that are giving themselves the best chance to win while they're muttering around trying to figure things out.
So we had talked about the Chargers when we first started the season. We were thinking that they're going to be a contender, particularly the first game or so. They came out on fire.
Yeah.
This game, 3 turnovers, and then they blew a 10-point lead. I just don't. You can't win with that formula. As well as Justin Herbert has been playing, though, here's the thing that was interesting when I looked at this. He's been sacked 16 times through 5 games, and it was 4 times this game. I mean, he's getting sacked a lot. So what is happening on the line that all of a sudden now this quarterback, who is prolific, can't get it done because he's getting sacked all the time? So then on the other side, when you look at Washington, I'll be honest with you. When he was out, I just thought that they were going to start a slide. When Daniels was out, that they weren't going to recover because I think they lost the two that he was out. They may have lost those if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, they can't recover, and they're going to just going to continue to tank because I'm thinking he's going to come back, be rusty. It's going to take him a couple more games. But I mean, he again finds a way to get it done. He had this big knee brace on. He ran the ball when he needed to run the ball. He's making plays, and like you mentioned, he doesn't have McLaurin. I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but he doesn't have him, and he is a beast himself. So when he comes back, if they continue to do what they're doing, they'll be a contender because that NFC East, nobody's taking it and running with it. Nobody.
You're right about that. And anybody who is a formidable team when it comes to, the Eagles are supposed to be the favorite in the league right now. I don't know about after the loss against the Broncos, but they're still considered one of the most talented teams in the league. Listen, the Washington Commanders are right there, and Jaden Daniels is the truth. Now, the question is, like with all these quarterbacks who have the ability to run, is will he stay healthy? Will he be smart? Yes, make plays with your legs, but slide your butt down on the ground and avoid some of these hits rather than, because I saw him yesterday. He went head first a few times, and I'm saying to myself, listen, you got to stop.
But you know what they do.
He's too valuable to the team.
But that he's going to do that against a DB. I don't, in some cases you like, man, DB, I'm going to run him over.
Yeah, that's what we do. But that's the ego in us.
This is true.
The ego in us.
And that's why we make it to this level, because you have a large degree of that. So that's not going to go away completely. You know that as well as anyone.
No, but his coaches need to coach him. Listen, slide.
But if it's a small DB, if it's a small DB, you can take him out. If it's a small DB, you can give him a shot.
No, because for a quarterback, okay, I'm going with my shoulder, because if you're gonna try to take him out, you're gonna lower your shoulder.
Right.
I need my shoulders. I'm a quarterback. I
hit
can't
him with the off shoulder.
I can't even the off shoulder. I need my shoulders. Quarterback needs his shoulder. He needs his hands. He needs his arms. He needs his legs.
Yeah.
So and you need your head. You got to be, be able to see right and think right while you're out on the field. No, I would, and they're giving that to you now. They didn't give that to you back in the day. Back in Fran Tarkenton's day and Steve Grogan's day, you slid, you still getting hit. They're giving quarterbacks that now. Take it.
So, but see, you know what? You mentioned that. Think about the guy from the Giants. I mean, he was trying to run people over. The little rookie, Dart, he was trying to run people over. So I just in the middle of it, I don't know if everybody's going to do. They should. I agree. But some of them are going to try and take a shot. So.
I think you're right to a certain extent. For me, as a rookie, that's when I suffered that's when I got injured the most, my rookie year. I cracked my ribs and I dislocated my shoulder. Not at the same time, but after I cracked my ribs and came back, I dislocated my shoulder because I thought I was still playing college ball. I thought I could play in the pros like I played in the college, which is just hit everybody, run everybody over, run through everybody. Then I realized I'm playing with grown men. I'm playing with grown men. So there's a better way to do this. I need to wait and take my shots when I get my shots and not try to create my shots.
Okay.
So,
makes sense.
Sometimes it takes them their rookie year to learn, and hopefully they'll learn. But again, it's entirely a different game. Not entirely, but it's a different game when it comes to the physicality of the game. They can't hit the quarterback like the quarterback usually get hit. They're giving quarterbacks that leeway to slide, and even if they get hit when they slide, there's a penalty.
Yeah.
So take advantage of that. One, so you can stay on the field. Two, so you have longevity. You can play a long time. I wish as a wide receiver that I could slide and not get hit.
But you bring up a quarterback. Do you remember RG3? RG3 was getting blasted when he first came out.
Yeah, because he wouldn't slide.
He wouldn't slide. It was tearing him up.
And his
I
ego
guarantee
got
if you would
him
have asked
knocked
him
out the
now,
league.
I guarantee you ask him now, you're like, yeah, you know, some of them I should have took. So yeah,
He should have.
good point.
Yep.
All right, so let's get to your Eagles. And the Broncos went to Philly, and surprise, surprise, surprise. I didn't think
don't have
Broncos.
that. Do I have that on here? Dang, I don't know what I did with that.
I
don't know what
didn't.
did with it,
I
Mike.
didn't see this one coming. To be honest with you, I thought
Um,
even though the Broncos had a decent team, I thought they were a young team. I didn't think they would come in and defeat the defending champs in the link. I didn't see this one coming. So I'll start and let you. You did?
I said to myself, Bishop Hargrove, we had church. After church, Bishop Hargrove walked to me and said, the Eagles won't win today? I said, Bishop, if they play like they've been playing, they won't win because this is the biggest challenge thus far.
Okay.
Even though they played, Dallas and Kansas City, teams that are supposed to be, we thought beginning of the season, actually Kansas City, it looks like Kansas City again now, that we thought would give them a hard time. This team is the way they're playing right now, Bo Nix and company and the defense. If the Eagles played a half a game like they did 2 games prior to that, they're going to lose. And they didn't play the same game that they played. They decided they were going to listen to A.J. Brown and throw the ball all over the place. Do you know Saquon Barkley got 1 carry in the second half?
I didn't realize it until I looked at some of the stats. I know he had
1 carry. 1 carry.
That's
Jalen
unheard
Hurts threw the
of.
ball. Yeah, it's unheard of. He's the best. He's been deemed by the NFL players as the best NFL player in the league. And he's the best running back in the league. And he touched the ball 1 time, 1 carry. When you watch, the Eagles are in trouble. I'm going to say that right now.
Okay.
Because when you watch the film, they're not getting any movement on the front line. When Saquon gets the ball in his hands, and they're not even doing anything from up underneath center. When Saquon, and I'm talking about Landon Dickerson and Lane Johnson, those cats that have been, steel bridges for the Eagles for a while, they're getting pushed in the backfield. And when Saquon gets the ball, he's got nowhere to go. They're not getting any, even double teams. They're supposed to be double teaming the guy, and they're not getting any push. So it's starting. The problem is the offensive line. Yes, there are issues with the passing game in terms of the creativity of it. Yes, there's issues with the passing game in terms of the players, A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts is missing his guys sometimes. There was a play where Dallas Goedert ran a deep cross and was wide. It was a blown coverage. And talking about wide, nobody within 10 yards of him. Any on either side of him, in front of him, behind him, or on either side. And Jalen didn't throw him the ball. He didn't see him. So there's something that's going on here that ain't right, because there's no reason the Eagles, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have got beat, but there's no reason that the Eagles are playing as bad as they're playing offensively with all this talent they have on offense. So schematically, something's wrong. Logically, emotionally, relationally, something's wrong with that
Wait
team.
a minute, though. Is it that bad? It's not that bad. It's
You gotta watch. Look at the talent they have.
Well,
When you watch the offensive line, yes, it's that bad. When you look at the
they
offensive
gave
line.
up 6 sacks. They gave
Sacks.
They gave him 6.
Two of them was Jalen Hurts running and not getting past the line of scrimmage, stepping out of bounds.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Irv. They lost 21-17. They were up 17-3.
17-3 in the fourth quarter.
So when you talk about that, that's a recipe for winning. When you talk about any team, if I put 17 points on the board and the other team has 3 going into the fourth quarter, most people will say that's a win. Would you agree with that? In the NFL?
Well, that's what I was saying to myself. Yeah, they got this.
So number one, in addition to the offensive line that you're talking about, we got a problem on defense. There's a problem.
Oh yeah.
There's a problem there, and
they can't stop the run. not like they were stopping it last year. And Quinyon Mitchell, like you do the Cortland Sutton,
Yeah.
Quinyon was having a problem with him.
I mean,
Quinyon normally does very well in the shutdown the corner and all that, but he was having a problem with Cortland Sutton. He could not defend him for whatever reason. Cortland was running good routes, using his hands to keep Quinyon off of him.
right.
Yeah. Jalen
So
had 9 balls batted down too. I'm sorry. We're talking about the
9
defensive side of
balls.
the ball.
So the thing about it is the defensive side is hurting now because so much attention now is on the offense. People are not talking about the defense.
Yeah.
They're not talking about the defense, but you got some problems there that needs to be fixed.
I think what's happening with the defense more so last week in Tampa Bay, but I think it happened this week as well, is the offense is going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
This is true.
And then defense is having to get right back on the field, and they're
Yeah.
gassed. Last week in Tampa, they were gassed. They were done. That's why they had the 2 big 70-yard passes on the defense. They were wore out.
Yeah.
And I think some of that was the problem. And yes, they're not performing. Jalen Carter is not
Mhm.
showing up like we thought he would. Jordan Davis is playing pretty good, but really the only ones that are balling right now is Zach Bond, Cooper DeJean, and Reed Blankenship.
Okay.
Those are really the only ones that are really standing out right now.
Well, I so then let me go to the offensive side. What I'm noticing, what he's doing, he's throwing a lot to Goddard. That's his safety blanket. He's getting rid of that ball. Goddard had 9 targets. He only came up with 3 catches, but he had 9 targets. So they're not running Barkley. Now he's getting comfortable throwing the ball to Goddard. They did, like you mentioned, now all of a sudden you flip your script in terms of what you do offensively. Now you're going to throw the ball. 38 times they threw the ball? Really? You flip your identity because of the hubbub that was put about in terms of throwing the ball. Now you flip your identity. You run the ball 6 times and you throw it 38. Will the real team stand up?
Which really disturbs me.
Yeah.
With regards to Sirianni. So you're going to listen to all the talk. You're going to listen to the media, and because the media got stirred up because of what AJ Brown posted, and now they changed everything. That's not what they did the first 4 games that they won.
Yeah.
They did just the opposite. And when you're throwing the ball and it's incomplete, there's no time that goes off the clock.
Right.
No time goes. You got to run the ball, one, to manage the clock. You got to run the ball to set a pace, to set up the pass. And even when they're running the ball, they're not running the ball. Jalen's not under center. He's always in the shotgun.
Yeah.
And that limits where Saquon can go. He has a 2-way go when Jalen turns around from under center and hands the ball off to him. He's got a 2-way go. He can go wherever he wants to go. But when you're running a shotgun and Saquon's on one side of you, guess what? He's not really going to go to the other side. It's not too much you can do. It's not a whole lot you can do. You can't be real creative with that. And like I said, a lot of times the offensive line is getting blown up, getting pushed back. And by the time Saquon gets the ball, he's got to stop his feet. You can't do that to a running back. Running back in the backfield, stopping his feet to change direction because there's somebody in his face. They've got issues.
Well,
here's a good thing, though. Here's a good thing.
What's the good thing?
They play the Giants next.
Oh, there you
on
go.
Thursday.
It's a good get well. Let's go back. Let's get our running game together.
Yes.
Get your running game
Giants
together.
Stink.
If you can't get it together against the Giants,
right,
you got real problems. But I'll end with this with the Eagles. I'm not going to bet against them. I know I'm going to get to the Bills in a second because Richard Melton is killing me over here talking about. So I'm on the Eagles bandwagon. I'm calling it like I see it, Richard. When you're like they said, to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. Nobody's beat the champs yet. They're still the champs. They're still the defending champs. I'm not going to say that they can't pull this thing together because right now I think they're in a little funk. They're in a Super Bowl funk right now. Like you just said, Irv, they have enough talent that I'm not counting them out. That's how I feel about them right now. Yeah, they need to clean up some things, but I'm not counting them out saying that they now the Ravens, I'll count the Ravens out, but I
Yep,
won't count the doggone Eagles out right now.
the Ravens are hot garbage. um, but you know what about the Eagles? Yeah, they have a lot of talent, but sometimes you can have too many stars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have two Batmans. You got to have a Batman and Robin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be the star, and you got quite a few. You got quite a few players on there, or specifically two or three players on the team that want to be the star, and if they're not the star, then it creates a negative
But
environment. It
these are
creates
the
a
same
negative
characters you
atmosphere.
had and you won a Super Bowl. These are the same characters you had.
Yeah.
So it's too
It-
early
it-
to put them out the pasture. It's just too early.
well, no, I'm not saying put them out the pasture. They just got to figure out a way to get along off the field and on the field. You know,
Yeah.
put differences aside, because what's most important? The most important thing is winning. How many teams I was on, we didn't win. You were on some of those teams in New England, we suck. I mean,
Yeah.
we won two
Yeah.
games in a year or three games in a year. This was several years in a row. That was horrible. That was horrible.
Well, there's hope. There's hope. Keep hope alive. All right, let's get to the the Pats and the Bills. That was our Sunday night game, which was a real good game. I enjoyed that game. That was a good game. We had
Bills
mentioned,
struggle though, man. The Bills struggle.
they reminded me of the Bills a couple of years ago when, Allen would start turning the ball over and they had the talent. They just couldn't get it right. At least for that game, I saw some of that. I saw some of that. But here's the other thing. The Bills, just like I just mentioned about the Eagles, too much talent to count them out. I mean, I'm not crazy. They lost one game. They lost one game. Here's what I liked about the Bills. Allen can run with the best of them. We knew that last year. Number two, he has two tight ends, and I didn't know that his two-headed tight ends were that good with Kincaid and Knox. I mean, he uses them too. I mean, you got two good tight ends. But here's what they had. They had 11 penalties. When you start getting into double digits in penalties, it's going to hurt you somewhere. It's just going to hurt you.
Penalties for 90 yards.
And they turned the ball over three times. They turned the ball over three times. So I think looking at their schedule, it's favorable that they still are going to, dominate their division. I still think they're going to be there when the smoke clears. This is one game that I'm not, all. Now the Pats, the problem with them though, this is going to go to their head. This is going to go to their head like we're going to the Super Bowl. I like what Vrabel's doing, but let's just keep it in perspective. Let's pump the brakes, as everyone said. Pump the brakes, So, it's not the collapse of the Bills.
But it's not the collapse of the Bills. I will agree with that statement, but it is or brings or draws a question mark in my mind about the Bills. You said it just a few seconds ago that the Bills' schedule is favorable. So the next game they play is against the Falcons. But do you know that Buffalo only played prior to the Patriots? They only played one team with more than one win,
Okay.
and that was the Patriots. All the other teams they played, yes, they beat the Ravens. Their first game of the season, they came back and won. Great game. But they beat the Jets, they beat the Dolphins, they beat the Saints. The Jets, the Dolphins, and the Saints combined for 2 wins.
Okay.
And have 2 wins. And they beat those teams double digits. So, again, they're going to play the Falcons. Their schedule is favorable, but it brings a question mark in my mind about Buffalo. That's all. Are they like you're saying? Are they the Buffalo of last year? We know Josh Allen can ball, but is this team going to be solid or as solid as it was last year? They'll probably be there in the end because they have a soft schedule. But when they get to the playoffs and they start playing some of these formidable teams. Are they going to go out in the first round? They're going to lose again like they did last year.
So let me ask you a question. Who in the AFC scares you? Who?
Who in the AFC scares you? Well, the Ravens used to, but not anymore. Um,
Okay, go ahead.
I think the Chiefs are going to be there
They're
in the
not
end.
scary right now, but go ahead.
No, they're not scary right now. But listen, those cats balled last week.
Hmm.
They was balling last week. Scored 37 points. Do you know they haven't scored 25 points all year long? They didn't score 31 points all of last year until the playoffs. And they scored 37 points last week. They look like they're getting it together. Hollywood
So there's
and
nobody
Xavier.
dominant though, Herb. There's nobody
No, there's
dominant that
nobody.
says
There is nobody. No, nobody's dominating. But
right.
who's dominating? Who's dominating in the NFC?
Well, again, we're 5 weeks in. That's what I'm saying. So
We
that's
got
why I'm not
parity in the
overreacting to
league
this
right now.
loss. Hmm?
We got parity in the league right now.
There you go.
Because
So
listen, the last few years, you would have a team go 7-0, 8-0, even 9-0 before they lose a game.
mhm.
But now nobody's undefeated right now.
Yeah.
Nobody went 5-0.
Well, there you go.
So
Okay.
it's just my question. It
Okay.
draws a question mark in my mind. Really haven't played anybody and the Ravens aren't good. They just put up a good fight their first game. We're seeing who the
This is
Ravens
true.
are, and they beat the Ravens, but they couldn't stop the Ravens because they both was a 40. Was it 40 points apiece
It's
they
like,
put up?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, they won the last minute of the game, last second.
So
Uh,
we may have seen something that is being exposed now. Time will tell.
right,
Time will
right.
tell.
Film will tell because whatever it that was successful that
Yeah.
worked against the Bills, it's a copycat league.
Oh yeah.
Other teams see that. The Falcons are going to see that. They're going to try to emulate that if they can, to put pressure on and try to create the same kind of turnovers
Man,
and
the Falcons, they can't get out of their
penalties.
way
It's
though.
just
Falcons, they don't know where they're going
penalties
or
are
coming. You know.
they
So
never have.
yeah, I'm
Have they
crazy
ever
about
been?
that.
Have they ever been to the playoffs?
Uh, you know what?
I'd
I
like to
don't know
remember.
when. I couldn't tell you
That's
when.
why Dion got out of there.
You
That's
going
why
way
Dion
back.
left.
So hey, let's let's
Yeah, that's
let's
why
let's
Dion left.
let's hit the Chiefs and the Jags, which is coming on tonight. So I know
Okay.
you're interested in watching that one a little bit as much as I am. So I'll let you kick it off with the Chiefs at the Jaguars.
Well,
Jaguars.
like I said, Jaguar. Like I said, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes last week against the Ravens, which it's not saying much. They didn't have Lamar, but listen, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes look like the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes again.
But is that a
270
fair
yards,
fair evaluation? Because they was playing the Ravens.
They could have played down to the competition.
Okay. All right.
They could have
Fair
played
enough.
down to the competition. When you're better than the team, you're supposed to beat that team.
This
So
is
they
true.
did what they were supposed to do. Okay, 270 yards, 4 TDs, a 124.8 QB rating, no interceptions. Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. They, like I said, they scored 37 points. All of last season, they didn't score 31 points until the
Yeah.
playoffs against the Bills. That's when they scored. And then this year they hadn't scored 25 points yet, but they put up 37. Obviously, it's the Ravens, yes. Now, here's the challenge because the Jaguars defense is balling. They're only
Okay.
giving up 18.5 points per game. That's fifth in the
Yeah.
league. They got 13 turnovers so far. That's number one in the league.
Yeah.
Versus 49ers, they had that last week against the 49ers, they had 4 turnovers. And that was in San Francisco. Their pass defense is holding QBs to a QB rating of 69. That's number one in the league. They got 9 interceptions, 9 INTs, y'all. That's
Jaguars have
number one.
9 interceptions.
Yes, they're number
Wow.
one in the league in
Wow.
INTs defense.
Wow.
But Trevor Lawrence here on offense, Trevor Lawrence is still trying to figure it out.
Right.
He still ain't. Last week he only threw for 174 yards.
See, I'm
He was,
about tired of that, man.
oh my gosh, he was 4 for 14 on third down. 49ers. And they've under 21 points in back-to-back weeks. Yeah. But He targets Brian Thomas. Travis Hunter is playing some offense, but Brian Thomas is number one target. Now, the O-line versus the 49ers, 0 sacks, 0 QB hits on 31 pass attempts. And they have, running back Travis, what do they call him?
Etienne.
ETN.
Yeah.
ETN machine.
Close enough.
Machine. Let's go on ETM machine. Travis ETM. He's running well. He's doing a great job, and we know that Kansas City has always had a problem stopping the run.
Okay.
The Ravens, though they're not good, they did run the ball well against Kansas City.
Okay.
ETM had 124 yards, 8.9 yards per carry. So far, over 3 of the four games, he's had 5.1 yard per carry. He's averaging 5.1 yards. So
it's pretty
Chiefs
good.
gave us big runs. I think the
Squad to get off the pot, man. Squad to get off the pot. Who's your pick?
I think the Jaguars are going to win. They're going to run the ball and control the game.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence can't do it in the air, but I believe this cat Etienne, he can do it. He can do it. He's solid, and their O-line is pretty good.
Okay. So
and they got a good defense. They're going to put pressure on Patrick. And
I agree. Their defense is playing well.
They're number one in the league right now. In a lot of.
But here's the thing. You got a rookie coach. I don't believe he can outcoach Andy Reid. That's number one. Number two, the pedigree of this team being 2-time Super Bowl champions, the pedigree of Patrick Mahomes, that in itself, I give them 3 points just for that alone. The Jaguars.
Take that away though, because they're in Jacksonville.
Well, wait a minute. But Jacksonville ain't used to the big lights. They're not used to the big lights. Kansas City's used to the big lights.
Fifth game of the season. They're big lights.
It is big lights for them. You know, Monday Night Football is big.
Well, it's big, but it's not the Super Bowl.
No, it's not the Super Bowl. But KC is used to the big lights. So here's the thing. I would like to see KC get their running game together, because right now, doggone Pacheco is like dead last almost.
Right. Yep.
And I'm thinking that because of what they had last week, even though it was not against a formidable opponent, I think they're going to ride that a little bit and try and get things back on track. So I'm thinking they're going to eat this thing out. I like Jacksonville, but I'm still not so sure about the whole experiment with Hunter. I'm sick of this. I just want to put him on defense, let him play. This whole back and forth, because he ain't doing jack on offense. I ain't seen nothing as a wide receiver.
He made a great catch. He made a real good catch last week in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Real good catch.
I mean, he did. But I mean, I just haven't seen anything consistent that way, and I just would like to see him on defense consistently and spot duty as a wide receiver. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs by 3 because I just think, again, they saw something last week, and I think they can build on that moving forward. So Jacksonville, I'm not so sure about Trevor Lawrence.
On a limb.
You're going to go on a limb?
Out on a limb, and
okay.
I'm going with Jacksonville. Okay.
You and Richard Melton like Jacksonville. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. It takes 2 of you. All right. We'll see. So let me give a few shout outs. Richard Melton, Eddie Casper's here. Mom was here. Who else? A lot of people signed off. They were on because the game's coming on.
Because the game is on.
The game is on.
I'm watching the Phillies game, and it's
your baseball. Okay, I don't like to see baseball until the World Series. All this other stuff, they play too many games for me. I wait until they get
the Phillies probably gonna be out after this series. The Dodgers are up 1-0. And it's what inning is it? Top of the 7th.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody watching White House World with us. Another week. Week 5 is in the books, Irv. In the books. And
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. See what these teams develop into or turn into.
Because right now you said preseason's over. Like you said,
it's over.
Preseason's over.
Weeks.
Right now,
you had your 4 weeks.
It's the real deal.
Yep.
So we appreciate everybody tuning in. Same time next week, same channel. We love you.
They
Take care of
yourself. 2 more runs.
Oh, see, there you go. All right. Oh,
New York Dodgers just
Dodgers
scored 2 more runs.
okay. Well, you can put a fork in that. Then they're done.
You ain't lying. Put a fork in it. It's done.
All right. We'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for watching Wideouts World.
Wideouts World.
You don't seem excited because your team just, it'll be
button,
all right.
Man. Push the button.
Bye.
This has been Whiteout's World.
Touchdown.
The legends, Irving Fryar and Michael Timpson. Are you freaking kidding me? If it's football talk you're looking for, I think we've got you covered. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube at Wideouts World. See you next time.
Let's go. Let's go. Go.